So I kind of want to recap the week. We talked about weighing and measuring and getting things together to get started. So that's what I did. After the last video, we weighed, measured his body fat percentage, and then we did a basic fitness assessment. Now, again, just want to remind you that before you start any particular workout program, always make sure you check with your doctor, make sure that everything is good to go as far as doing a fitness program. Especially when you're doing one that's more and more intense, you really want to make sure everything is good. Try not to start out going all out to begin with. I know when I was younger, that was one of the things I tended to do. If I laid off, as soon as I got back to working out, man, I would go hit it really, really hard. And then I would be sore and tired, and it would be rough getting started back. Now that I've gotten older, I've learned a little bit better, so I try not to push myself as hard, as quickly as I used to. When you very first start an exercise program, you want to start off slowly. You don't want to go into it all out. You want to make sure that your body gets used to moving, especially if it's been a while since you've worked out. Don't try to go all out. Don't try to go do the same workout you did 6 months ago, because you're not going to be ready to do that. So take your time, work back into it slowly. This past week has all been about trying to get back moving. It's taken some time for me. I took some time off. I didn't work out for a little while. So this past week has been about getting back moving, getting my body back used to doing the work, getting back into the routine of working out. Don't go too hard too fast. Let your body get reacclimated and then begin to push. Set yourself new goals, set yourself new challenges. So that's what we did. After we did the last video, we did just basically weighing and used an electronic impedance monitor to get an estimated percentage of body fat. My body weight to start out with, we weighed in the afternoon, weighed with clothes on, no shoes. It was 222 pounds. My body weight estimated using the body fat monitor was about 22%, which is a little high for me at my age. So, definitely want to work on the body fat, but not just concentrate on that. We're going to concentrate on the workouts and kind of see where everything else falls into place as we go along. I'll be doing some incremental checks on my weight. Weight is not the very first thing you want to make sure that you keep checking every day. Sometimes some people worry about their weight so much that they forget to do all the things to help the weight come down. They start trying to change things up before their body is really starting to lose weight. Worry more about getting your food right, worry more about getting back into routine of working out. The weight will come off, but you gotta do the right things to get that to happen. Don't make the scale be your judge or your guide in what you do to start off with. A lot of times you can actually gain some weight when you very first start working out because you're beginning to build some muscle. So don't let the scale fool you. Don't worry about the scale right now. We will be weighing out from time to time, but that's not the main goal. It's really all about how fit you can get. So make sure that you pay attention to the exercise and the food, and don't worry so much about the weight right now. Now, when we did a basic fitness assessment, you always want to kind of have something, a baseline to go by. You want to know where you're at so you know how far you've come when you get there. So we did a basic fitness assessment. There's a lot of different things you can do. The ACSM, or American College of Sports Medicine, has a lot of stuff out there as far as like baseline fitness tests and stuff. I just used something really basic, something that would give me a good idea of where my strength was at, where some of my endurance was at, and something would be easy to use to check as we go along to see how I'm progressing. I did basically pull-ups from a dead hang position. Now that means all the way down and then all the way back up. That's not doing those little cheater pull-ups. That's doing real pull-ups without the momentum, all strength, no bumping, no jumping up and down, no wiggling and worming. It's all that upper body strength. So on the dead hang pull-ups, I got 3. Not real impressive, but hey, that was 3. It's just a starting point. That's what it's about. Don't worry about your numbers right now. That's the beginning. We're not worried about where you're at. We want to worry about how fit you can get. So you got to know how fit you are to know how far you come. Push-ups. I did a basic military, being a drill sergeant in the Army, push-ups was always one of the PT tests one of the components of the PT test, the physical test. So I did a 2-minute push-up. I only lasted for about 1 minute and 44 seconds, which is kind of heartbreaking to me, but I got 42 push-ups. Not too bad for a 51-year-old, 42 good push-ups in 1 minute and 44 seconds. I also did a basic crunch, not a sit-up, but a crunch. I didn't want to go into full sit-ups because sometimes when you do a full sit-up, sometimes that can put more strain on your lower back and stuff. So I didn't want to overdo myself starting back. So I just did a crunch, hands behind my head. Now when you're doing those, make sure you're careful that when you put your hand behind your head, you're not pulling on that neck. So place them behind your head. My suggestion is don't interlace them so that you don't have a tendency to pull your head forward. I just kind of laid them back behind my head to give a little added resistance. And I also did the crunches for 2 minutes. We used to do sit-ups. I did crunches, 2-minute crunch test, and basically got 60 crunches in 2 minutes. Not bad, but still got some work to do. Also did body weight squats. Now basically just a body weight squat. I did a 1-minute test. I wanted to give myself a time limit, so kind of seeing where I'm at. How many can I pump out in a short period of time? So in that 1 minute for the body weight squats, I got 34. Not too bad. A little bit more than 1 every 2 seconds, but still not where I want to be. 34, 1 minute, and then finally went to the chin-ups. Again, dead hang, all the way down, all the way up, got 2, okay? Again, don't worry about what your numbers are today. That's more about how far we can go and how fit you can get, and not so much about where you're at today. We just need that good baseline so we can have something to compare against to see how we're coming along. Are we making progress? Are we making advances? You know, this is one step at a time. Any journey begins with that 1 step at a time. So don't get frustrated, don't get upset. If you're trying this, how fit can you get for 2015? Take your time, work back into it. Don't worry about where you are. Concentrate on the journey and see where we end up. All right, so I told you in the video that we were going to be doing, talking about my workouts, talking about nutrition, talking about challenges. So let's talk a little bit about the workouts. Along in this video, you're going to see some snippets of my workouts and some of the things I did. I basically got in 4 workouts in this past week. Now, workout week for me is basically we started Thursday, 1 January, so we're going through till that Wednesday. So that's a week time period for me. A little off from what a lot of people do, Monday through Friday, but hey, the first was on Thursday, so that's when we started. My first workout, I did battling ropes, doing the pulls with the 2-inch, 100-foot rope. Did basically 6 different pulls from 4 different positions. Got in about 20 minutes of a workout. I did the fitness assessment first, and then I did the rope pull workout. So I didn't have a lot left in the tank, and I didn't want to overdo. So once I got the fitness assessment done, I rested a couple of minutes, and then I went back and did a rope workout. So I got about 20 minutes in on that first workout. Again, when you very first start off, don't try to overdo it. You know, just get your body back to moving. This first week has been all about getting back moving, getting back doing what I need to do, upper body, lower body, core, getting everything moving again, getting back in the routine. It hasn't been about going wild and crazy. It's just been about getting back doing work, getting the body back moving. So that's what you should concentrate on to begin with. Just get back moving. Don't go crazy with your workouts. My second day of workout, I worked out Thursday and Friday. So the second day of workouts, I did more body weight style stuff. More variations of push-ups, from like the regular push-up to a decline push-up to a low push-up using the equalizer bars. And I did various style pull-ups. I used the pull-up bar, chin-ups, some inverted rows, that sort of stuff. And then I did some body weight squats, lunges, and did some core work, like with the Swiss ball and things like that. So I tried to hit a little bit of everything. Upper body, core, lower body. Wanted to get it all in, get everything back to moving. So that was my second workout. Saturday and Sunday I kind of took off, just trying to spend a little bit of family time and get some other things done. So Saturday and Sunday I took off, kind of recuperated a little bit, and then I got back on my workout on Monday. Monday was again rope pulls, but I did more this time. You know, I didn't have the fitness assessment, so I had a little more energy to do a little more work. So instead of doing like 6 pulls per position, I did roughly 10 pulls per position. When I got done with all my rope pulls, I actually did some OS, or some original strength stuff, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more, because I'll actually be doing some workouts using a lot more of that from time to time. But the original strength stuff, getting my body back to moving, one of the things was crawling. I know it sounds funny. I kind of thought it was funny too the very first time I did it, but you crawl for a few minutes and you'll find out just how big of a workout it really is. So I did some crawls. About 7 minutes worth, got that heart rate up a little bit. Definitely could feel it throughout the whole body. When you do them right, they really challenge your body to work. It's a good overall movement. It gets everything kind of back to being coordinated, and it's a strength challenge if you do it for a period of time. So finished up with those crawls on Monday, and then Tuesday I did a sandbag workout. The sandbag workout on Tuesday was more of a whole body kind of workout again. I love the sandbags. It's a different style of resistance. It's a different feel than weights or kettlebells or anything else. I love to incorporate that from time to time. Plus, it's really easy to go from one exercise to another exercise, so you're not just, you know, doing one, having to walk somewhere else, pick up something else, do something else. You can really transition quickly from one exercise to the next with the sandbag. So I really loved using sandbag work from time to time, and it was a whole body kind of thing. Did different types of presses, different types of curls, hammer and regular curls. Did some clean and presses, some squats, some staggered lunges, those kind of things. So again, a whole body workout. Got about 30 minutes or so in. Got that heart rate up a little bit. Got a little bit of a challenge, and got that whole body involved. So I got 4 workouts in this week. I got in Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. So 4 workouts in, not bad. I didn't want to overdo myself, so that's why I got in the 4. We're already starting on week 2 now, so I'm going to try to get in 5 workouts this week. We'll see how it goes, but definitely going to get in 4 again and try for 5. So go with how your body feels. Don't push too far, too fast. You know, if you work out on one day and you're really, really sore, back up on it a little bit, go a little bit lighter. Don't try to overdo. Too many people, that's what happens. You try to overdo, you do too much too quick, then you get sore, you get discouraged, and you quit. So take it slow, take it easy. I know, especially if you're a guy, you want to get back. You did this, you used to do that. I did too, but I've learned. With age should come wisdom. So, you know, wisdom is applied knowledge. I know better, so I'm trying to apply what I know and not work out quite as hard as I used to work out. Take your time, work back into it. It'll definitely be better for you in the long run. Now, my food. I told you we'd talk about food a little bit. Now, food for me has not been bad. My breakfasts are still off. Basically for breakfast, what I have is a couple pieces of Ezekiel bread, which you can find in the frozen food section, with some peanut butter and some all-natural strawberry preserve. Now, is that the best breakfast? No. Unfortunately for me, it's not the very best breakfast, but that's where I'm at right now. I'm just like you. I have challenges. I got to get back into where I need to be. So don't over stress about it. Dial your food in. Don't try to go all or nothing. For me, what works best for me is incrementally changing my food up. So breakfast has been kind of one of my challenges. I do the all-natural peanut butter with that strawberry preserve and the Ezekiel bread, and that's what breakfast is for me. Then my lunches haven't been too bad, and my dinners have been really good for the most part. And I'll talk about some of the meats and vegetables and stuff that I've been using and combining together. One of the things that we tend to do, my wife and I, as far as our food goes, is she tends to try to cook a good bit of food at one time. She usually does her biggest meals like on Sunday evenings and Wednesday nights, so that we have enough food in the refrigerator already in containers that we can carry with us to eat as healthy as possible. Now, you got to find what works for you, but that's what works for us. For her doing that on Sundays and kind of going through that, that's kind of what she does. So I'll tell you some of the foods that we've used this week. So lunches and dinner haven't been too bad. Some of the things that we've incorporated, because I always try to make sure that, like for lunch and dinner especially, this past week I've tried to make sure that I've had some good lean protein to use, some sort of healthy complex carb, trying to stay away from the white carbs as much, trying to stay away from like the white breads, the sugary foods, the processed foods like the white pastas and things like that. If it comes in a bag or a box, for the most part, I try to stay away from it. I try to eat as clean as I can. I don't want stuff with a lot of preserves and a lot of stuff that is mixtures of a lot of different chemicals and things like that. So we try to eat as healthy as we can. Some of the stuff that we've done as far as like, and then with not only the lean meat and the good complex carb, but I always try to get in some good greens with each one of my lunch and dinner meals. And then, of course, I've had some healthy fat in the morning. And then usually I'll try to have like maybe a serving of almonds sometime during the day to add some more healthy fats in. And I'll be incorporating more and more as I go. This is week 1, or we just finished in week 1. So just trying to get back in the flow of things, trying to get back in the routine. Some of the lean meats that we did, she did a really good beef roast that was really lean, cooked well, seasoned with spices instead of a lot of sauces, so it didn't get a lot of added calories. Some roast chicken that was done at home, some tuna patties, those are really neat. Taking the canned tuna and making tuna patties out of them and searing them well with some all-natural olive oil, which is again another healthy fat. And then some lean hamburger patties, something quick and easy for her to make and something fairly healthy for me. Trying to stick with that 93% lean, so not a lot of fat in it. And then as far as the carbs go, she did brown rice with a little bit of black bean in it, so it had some fiber, had a little protein, and some good healthy complex carbs. Did some quinoa with some kale. Quinoa again, really good. Kale, getting that extra little nutritional value in there. And then some sweet potato cubes that she did this time, which was really nice. A little change up from our regular mashed sweet potato kind of thing. Has some good spices and flavors to it. Again, trying to use spices and seasonings and trying to stay away so much from the marinades and the sauces and stuff, because they tend to add a lot of extra calories. And then of course for my green vegetables, did mostly a mixed green salad for most of my meals. Switched up to a straight spinach salad after that, and I think I had a serving of green beans somewhere during the week. So try to get plenty of greens in there. I told you as far as like challenges go, this is all about being real. I'm a real person, just like you are. I'm not taking a huge amount of supplements and doing all these, doctor prescribed things, anything like that. Everything is all natural. And I'm all naturally going through some of the same challenges that you go through. So I'm going to be straight up front with what I've been struggling with. Just like breakfast has been one of my struggles to get back on cooking. That's one of my goals for this week, is to get back to cooking breakfast, which is going to be mostly like egg whites, oatmeal, those kind of things. The other struggle that I've had this week is weaning myself back off from the sweets. Holidays were tough. Thanksgiving wasn't too bad because we went out to eat, had one bad holiday meal, and it was over. Christmas, different story. Christmas, we made all the traditional holiday Christmas stuff because that's my one day a year that I'm going to eat what I want to eat. So Christmas was all bets were off. And unfortunately, we had leftovers for several days. Usually we have enough people over, we eat well, we send out all the good leftovers, and then we don't have to worry about it. But this year we had leftovers for a few days, and unfortunately some of those leftovers were sweets. Sweets are a big challenge for me. Sweets are my go-to thing. I tend to want or crave sweets when I've had a stressful day. They're my comfort food, my drug of choice. So it's a real struggle for me. What I've been trying to do throughout this week is trying to cut them back. I haven't cut them out yet, but I've definitely cut back on the sweets, not only the amount of sweets I've been eating, but the type of sweets. So trying to dial it down. Some people are more all or nothing people, and they have to like wipe it out or they go crazy with it. I tend to work better with this particular challenge in dialing it back down, cutting back and not cutting out. If I try to cut it out all at one time, I tend to crave it so bad that when I do have something sweet, then I'm going to go way overboard. So I found with this particular challenge that the best thing for me as far as sweets goes is to just cut it back incrementally, and so I can get it down to where maybe I'm just having something sweet one day on Saturday and maybe one time on Sunday, and then not even eating anything sweet through the week. There's a lot of different strategies, but that's a strategy that I tend to use. I do keep something in the house that as we go along, I'll talk about more about some of the things I keep in the house to help me with my sweet cravings and stuff. But for now, that's what I'm doing with my sweets. I'm just dialing it down, controlling portion, controlling the type of sweets that I'm eating, and then continue to work it back out of my diet and not go all or nothing. That's what works best for me at this point and at this time of this very first week. The other challenge that I've had is, getting back to the breakfast cooking. That's been a thing. I talked about that a minute ago. Just trying to get back to cooking breakfast in the mornings. Getting back into working out has been a little bit of a challenge. When I was younger, it was a lot easier to get back into it. As you get a little older, sometimes joints ache, bones ache, a little more sore. So just getting back into it. I'm so used to, in my younger days, all the stuff that I could do. Now I can't do as much right off the bat. So, sometimes it's a little hard. And I know it may be hard for you when you very first start back, you didn't realize how out of shape you were, and you very first start back into it. And it's like, man, I can't believe I'm that far from where I used to be. That's okay. Don't let it discourage you. Don't let it keep you from trying to see how fit you can get. Because, if you keep putting it off, it's just going to get worse. And that's why I've had to keep in my head that, yeah, I'm not where I used to be, but hey, it's not about what I used to do, it's what I can do now and how far I can get in this next year. So don't get discouraged. Just keep working at it. It will get better, I promise. If you stay on point, keep working at it, be vigilant. Remember, revving those goals, reevaluating, making that plan, executing that plan, and then being vigilant till you reach that particular goal. So stick with it. Don't give up. It does get better. The other thing I found is the finding time to work out. Now you would think with somebody who had a fitness studio, that would be the easiest thing. You're here all day. You have all this equipment. Working out shouldn't be any problem for you. Unfortunately, it is. It's a problem because all day long, fitness is what I do. I help people. I teach people. I'm around this all day. This is my life for many, many hours per day, every day, Monday through Friday, and even Saturdays. So a lot of times I'm busy helping other people and not taking care of myself. So it's been hard to find time to do my workouts. That may be the same thing with you. A lot of people I deal with tend to have personalities where they put everybody else first, put themselves on a back burner, and that's kind of how they've got into the shape that they're in. Nothing wrong with that personality, but remember that you can't take care of anybody else unless you take care of yourself. So that's what I've had to do. I've got to remember that, it's hard for me to tell somebody else to do something if I can't do it myself. So I've got to find time. So that's been one of my challenges, is finding time to work out. So what I've tried to do is schedule my day so that I make sure that I have some free time in there to get that workout in, and not just hoping to get the workout in, but actually planning those workouts during my day, during my schedule. And that's something that you need to do. Don't just hope you get a workout in today, but plan for that workout. Plan your day out so that you have that time set aside to get it in. Again, you don't have to work out every single day, but set that time aside, 2-3 days a week to start. Make time for yourself. You got to. You can't take care of anybody else if you don't take care of yourself. The other thing is just stay motivated. Again, it's not always easy to get in there and get that workout in. I'm good at motivating other people, but sometimes keeping myself motivated can be tired, because when you're motivating everybody else, you're pouring out, and then there's not a lot left to push your own self. So getting motivated, staying motivated has been a little bit of a challenge this week. Gonna keep working on it, gonna keep pushing ahead. Gotta dig deep, find that old drill sergeant in me, kick my own self in the behind, and keep pushing at it. So that's been my challenges. We've talked about my workouts, we've talked about the nutrition, we've talked about the challenges and some of the things I'm doing to overcome those challenges. Maybe you're seeing some of the same challenges in your workout and your life and your routine. I hope that these tips have helped a lot. I hope that you continue to stick with it. And I hope to see where we're at, Lord willing, December 31st, 2015. So until next time, keep going, rev those goals, and let's see how fit you can get.
for warfare. Comes equipped for warfare.